PE. It is suitable for general family viewing.
In an aspect to demystify disability, we visited Pao Home, a rehabilitation center in Kibera for children with disabilities. The home has taken up children from Kibera and its environs, where they offer therapy and even daycare services to the kids. We talked to Marion, who is a member of the administrative staff at the home.
Paolo's Home was started in 2008 by a group of friends of a person who was living with disability. His name was Paolo, hence where the name came from. He was an Italian. So after he passed on, due to complications from his disability, his friends and family came together and supported to start this project. So it's under an umbrella organization called Koinonia Community, which is a lay Christian organization, which focuses on helping marginalized children, mostly street children, but Paolo's Home specifically deals with children with disability. So our area of focus is Kibera, but recently we started another program, outreach program in Kibera. So we have the program in Kibera and the program in Kibera. Yes. So like I said, at Paolo's Home, our main objective is providing services to children living with disability within Kibera and Kibera and surrounding areas. So we provide different types of therapy services, including physiotherapy services, occupational therapy services, speech therapy services. In addition, we have a daycare facility where we have carefully selected children, 22 of them, who come every day from 8:30 to 3:30, because we believe with the intensive intervention, early intervention, they'll be able to improve, achieve their delayed milestones, and be integrated into different schools. Yes. Some of the activities that we offer include physiotherapy services. Those are to address the physical delayed milestones of the children we deal with. We also have occupational therapy services, which is to help the child to learn how to overcome their disability while being able to do different things. We have speech therapy, which is to improve communication and speech in some cases. And we also have psychosocial support. This is whereby we offer counseling in individual session, group session, and family sessions to the caregivers and the families of these children who live with disability. Because as you can imagine, it's a very tasking, traumatizing, and almost very stressful having a child with special needs. So it's very important they have the psychosocial support the parents need, the caregivers need, so they're able to support this child. Because without the caregiver, the child will not be able to follow up with treatment, home program, and things like that. We have an age limit. Our age limit is from 0 to 18. After 18, we feel like we look for other institutions to refer our children to. So between 0 to 18, the child is eligible to be a beneficiary of our services. We have a daycare facility, which is not a formal education setup. It's mostly preparing the child so they can go to a more formal education setup. We mostly focus on enabling the child to be able to, let's say, sit in the classroom, be able to concentrate, teach them issues like concentration, paying attention, issues like fine motor skills, so they can be able to maybe hold a pencil when they go to school, issues of toileting, which is like, in general, activities of daily living, so they can be as independent as possible, which is what most of the schools require, a child to be able to go to the toilet, to be able to feed themselves, or to be able to communicate a need they might have. So that is what we mostly focus on at our daycare facility. So when the children come here and are admitted to the daycare, they are here for some time while we work on those goals we have for them. After they achieve the goals, we are then able to integrate them into nearby schools. Some of them special schools, some of them integrated schools, inclusive schools, and some of them just mainstream schools. Yes. One of our main objectives is creating awareness and advocacy for children living with disability. So towards this goal, we work very intensely with the community. We have a group of CHVs who we work with, who create our awareness about disability and about our services. So they'll go to the community, comb the community door to door, and see if there are any children who need our support, and then they'll refer the children to our center. Also, as our staff members, we also do a lot of door-to-door activity, where at a specified period we go in the slum, in Kibera and in Kabiria, going to different communities, talking to people, talking to groups, making community groups aware of what we are doing and the rights of these children and how we can support these children, and also creating the society to be aware that these kids do exist. The community should be open to supporting these kids and their caregivers, so we can decrease the issue of stigmatization, the issue of, not including, because inclusion is a very important thing when it comes to disability. We want these kids to feel they are part of the community. We don't want them to feel like they are a burden. We want them to feel like, they can achieve their potential and contribute something worthwhile to the community. So we really do and focus a lot on awareness and also on advocacy. So we'll go to the radio stations and create awareness and just tell people about childhood disability and what to do. Also, in addition, we offer a lot of training. We have trainings at least every quarter where the caregivers and also people from the community can come and learn about how these disabilities they come about. Also learn about how to identify a child with disability, because some of them is not so obvious, especially like the cognitive disabilities. It's not as obvious as a physical disability. So you'll find a caregiver has a child who's maybe not talking at the age of 4 years and they're just at home waiting for the child to talk. So we're able to make people aware of what to look for and when to seek help when you notice my child is not okay.
The home helps kids through different kinds of therapy, from occupational therapy to speech therapy. We had a sit down with some of the therapists at the home.
My name is Anim Sebi and I'm an occupational therapist at Paolo's home. Majorly, occupational therapy is to reintegrate what somebody has lost or has not gained. So majorly it focuses on someone's occupation. Different kinds of services. First, for kids especially, we major on sensory integration, where they can at least know their senses and how to work with it. So first we start with to maybe improve their concentration so that they can participate in activities, because majorly occupational therapists, in short OT, we use activities to like intervention. So we use activities to improve the concentration first for further activities. 45 to 1 hour, yeah. The list is 45 because it's a set of activities that you first set, so that, and you go with the pace of the child, because if the child is slow, you'll have to go slow, and if the child is fast, you go fast. So it also depends with the pace of the child. Yeah, because it's a meaningful activity and it's goal-oriented. First, you should, like, if the child doesn't have concentration, you start with concentration. Maybe partially he or she has achieved the concentration, you can step in with another activity, maybe for fine motor or gross motor activity, because it combines with the concentration activity. So it goes a long way with the fine motors and gross motor activities. Yeah, because like you cannot tell a prognosis of a child, like huwezi kauambie mzazi by 2 months mtoto wako atakuwa sawa. So ni wewe ufanye therapy, then after that you reassess if there is any improvement. Even a slight improvement is an improvement. So you reassess to see if there is an improvement, and the reassessment we do after 3 months to see if there is any improvement. The word disability, you're not able to do something. Not to do, but you have limitation to do. So we come in touch there to make you feel comfortable to do that activity in your own way. We don't come with it from us, tunakwambia fanya hii na hii. Like, it's from you. Are you comfortable with this activity to do this? Yeah.
You are watching TV 47, The Home. At 6:30 p.m. How well do you know what's
My name is Anne Kasacha, and I'm a speech and language therapist. Speech therapy basically assesses, diagnoses, and treats children with and adults with speech and language difficulties. We start from 2 years. We start if a child has reached 2 years and they have not yet started speaking, we treat the speech and language difficulties. Yes. It depends. Each child is unique, so we just set goals for each child. First, you assess them. If they're delayed as per required, you assess, then you diagnose per child, then you set goals for each. Yes, then you work on those particular goals. There's no overall goal for all of them. Yes. Yes, now if I have assessed and then I've discovered the difficulty is at a certain point, I start by setting a goal. So if I set goal, we have short-term, then long-term goals. So we start with the short-term. If you see they have achieved the short-term goal, you call it progress. It can be after a month. Okay, you can't tell how long it will take to achieve a goal. But if you have set the goals and the child has achieved, that's how you tell. Children learn through play. So we use toys because that is their mode of communication. As early as 2 years, each child, they communicate well through play. So that's why we use toys. It depends, but per session, per child is 1 hour or 45 minutes. Let's say 45 minutes. Each session is 45 minutes. Depending on the progress, you can switch the frequency. If the child, for example, has achieved a certain goal, you can reduce the frequency maybe from twice a week to once a week, or thrice a week to twice a week. But if the child has difficulty, you can also increase the frequency from maybe 2 sessions to 3 It's depending on the difficulty.
Even as they offer these therapy services to the kids, they ensure that parents get training on how to take care of their children. A social worker at the home ensures that they make regular visits to their homes and even schools to see how the kids are faring on.
Hello, my name is Concepta Masinza Kirwa. I am a staff at Paolo's Home. I deal with the social department and also the nutrition department at Paolo's Home. My main job basically is to do follow-ups for our children, those who are in the center, and also those who have been in our center but have already been discharged. They qualified for this discharge process. So that is basically what we do. We also do follow-ups on how their diet is and what kind of condition they have and what diet they need to be taking. So basically that's what the social department does, and also the nutrition department does. For nutrition department, we have trainings for the parents of these children who, once in a while, we also have a food program where we give them food. And also when they come in for training, they're able to express themselves. We are able to know the condition of the child, what food they're not supposed to eat or what food they're supposed to eat. For the social department, when you go at home, we are able to assess the situations that are at home, economically, socially, emotionally, spiritually. So basically it's an all-round kind of unit that deals with different issues. And then also how we get children in our facility is we do a lot of groundwork. We go to the villages or the households the houses that are around here in Kibera. We go down there and try to find the children who've been put and even sensitize them on why the disability, and just trying to give them education on why the child is having a disability, any type of disability, and how to help that child grow even with the disability itself. So we do a lot of home visits, a lot of follow-ups. We do a lot of identification, and one of the ways that we do identification is we normally have a door-to-door activity. At least in every quarter we do a door-to-door activity, or rather sometimes because of the situation and recently we're in for COVID and we couldn't be able to do door-to-door activities. So recently we've been able to do 2 door-to-door activities where we were doing sensitization, identification, and also bringing in new children on board, those who were not in the system before. So how we do the door-to-door is we work closely with community health volunteers who help us to get into the villages just to identify the children who, number one, don't have the knowledge about disability, the parents who don't have the knowledge about disability. Number two, also to sensitize them or to make them know that there is a facility that can help the children who have disability, because we realize that most of them sometimes do not know that there are these facilities that do therapy, or they have a daycare facility, or the programs that we have. So that is basically why we do door-to-door. And in the door-to-door activities, we really identify so many children. And in that identification, we are able to know what kind of disability that particular child has, and if we can handle them. If we cannot be able to handle them, we just refer them either to Kenyatta or a different hospital that we work closely hand in hand with them. And then also for follow-ups, once the child comes into the system, we are able to follow them up from here in the facility with the therapists. When the therapist is doing the therapy sessions, they're able to identify where the loopholes are, and we're able to come in and just try to discuss with the therapist, try to discuss with the whole team. We have teamwork. Like normally we have sessions where we are able to identify one particular child and discuss that particular child. So the therapist is able to tell us if this child is supposed maybe to go for a neurological review or something of the sort. So that is how our department comes in. We are able to follow them up. If they need to go to the hospital, we go home do the follow-up from home, know how the child is living at home. And then after knowing how the child is living at home, then you're able to convince the mother, or you're able to talk to the mother or the father or whoever is taking care of the child. We are able to talk to them, and then we take the child to the hospital for neurological reviews. And then once the child is he has gone through reviews, and once the child has gone through assessments, we are able to go back to their school if the child is in school. So we also do follow-ups with the teachers just to know where the child is at in school. For those of them who are in our daycare facility, we do a lot of follow-ups with the teachers just to identify their, like their progress. If the child is progressing, either with the potty training or feeding, such kind of progress. So we are able to follow up on the progress of the child, so that the time that the child is discharged from the facility, we are able to know where the child was at, and so what is the progress, or if there's no progress, why is the child regressing instead.
We also got to meet Valma, a parent to a child with disability who gets therapy sessions from Paolo Home. She also got training and gets to work as a caregiver at the home as well, taking care of other children with disability in the daycare center.
Naitwa Velma Agachea. I'm a caregiver at Paolo's home. My child has cerebral palsy. Yeah. For now, 8 years. Yeah. It's not that easy, yeah, but we have to cope, yeah. It's very difficult to handle children with disability, but we just take heart, yeah, and take that heart and handle them with a lot of care, with good care, yeah. Yeah, it has really helped me, because at first I couldn't even to go to any work, to any job. I can't, because I have to be there for that child, to handle that child, because he cannot even be fed with anybody else. I'm just the only one, or the father. If the father is not around, I cannot leave him with any other person. I'm just the responsible person to take care of that child. So Paolo's Home one has really helped me for taking care of my child, because he's in daycare. So at least, even if I'm not even working here, because we just work here on rotations. 3 months I break, then I wait for other 3 months. I come back. So they have helped me. Even if I get a job outside there, for now, I can be able to work, because I feel my child is very secure. He's all right. He will be fed. Yeah, he'll eat. He'll be changed diaper. So I'm okay. The second thing, I was not able to afford medicine, because my child is under, he normally has conversions. So he's under baclofen and phenobarbital. So sometimes I need to buy phenobarbital or baclofen, and baclofen is, I think, 30 shillings, one tablet. So it's very difficult if I don't have money, if I don't have job, I cannot be able to cater for that, for the medicine. So they have really helped me to buy medicine for me, to employ me here, to take me even to see, for that child to see the neurologist at KNH. Because on my own I cannot afford, because to see a neurologist per session, 3,000. If I'm not working, I cannot be able to afford the 3,000. So they really help us. Sometimes they give us shopping. For example, the times of COVID-19. We are in the house, you are there, my husband is there. I cannot go to any job, we are just there. So they really helped us during the COVID-19 days. They used to give us shopping, so we were just comfortable, we were okay, we were able to eat, yeah. Yeah, it has really taught me, because at first, before I gave birth to Gift, I never knew there are people with disability. I just used to see them on the way, maybe on the road I'm walking, or just in my area, in my village home. I just see them and what happened to them. But I'm able to know, for now, I know so many conditions. I can be able to handle an autistic child. I can handle with a child with cerebral palsy, hydrocephalus, spina bifida, so many conditions. I've even learned about learning difficulties, and at first I never knew about those conditions. I'm able to handle my child because of cerebral palsy, because of the trainings they offer us here. Yeah, so I can even be taken to a place and educate other mothers that have a child like me and tell them they are so peculiar because they are able to handle their children. I've passed through, and I just feel special for handling my child, because there are some parents who abandon their children. But on my own, I'm able to, I always feel, at first I even used to say, I'll not even give birth again. But I came down and sat down and said, I cannot change this situation. The child already has cerebral palsy, the brain is already damaged, and I cannot reverse the brain. So it's me to accept myself, because they even offer counseling services here. So through that counseling, I just became strong, and I can advise any other mother passing through that situation, and any other person who hasn't yet known about disability, where I'm living. No, there are some people who look and say, hi. They come and ask me, what happened to your child? I'm able to tell you. Yeah, I'm able to tell you, because they have so many beliefs about disability. But I tell them, my child has this condition. Cerebral palsy is what and what. Yeah, it's this. And that's why he is the way he is.
We hope that even as Paolo's home continues to help children with disabilities, that even the society can embrace and accommodate people with disabilities. Well, that is all we had for you here at Beyond the Limit. Until next week, sayonara.